Hi, I'm Gail Sokol and welcome to my kitchen. Today we're making palmiers, those beautiful flaky cookies in the shape of palm leaves. And they're made from puff pastry, a steam leavened dough that's known as a laminated dough. So if you go to my video and make my puff pastry in a hurry, cut it in half, this is what you have because this is half a recipe. And they're super easy to make. So I have some granulated sugar. I'm going to sugar my work surface. When you see how easy these are, you're not going to believe it, and you're going to want to make these all the time. You can actually see all the layers that our folding did when we made the puff pastry in a hurry. So I'm going to lay it down with a rolling pin, and don't use any flour here. You just want to use granulated sugar because we're building up layers of sugar dough with that beautiful butter in between. All right, this is where my ab muscles start working. I'm gonna roll this out to a 12 by 10 inch rectangle. And it is cold, all right? I want it to be cold. I wanted you to see that, me working me abs. Because if you have the dough too warm, your butter and your dough will sort of start oozing out and sticking to the work surface, and that will compromise your flaky layers, which are going to form in the oven because this is steam powered, steam leavened. There's no leavening agent in this. If you notice, I'm going to show you something. I am not rolling over the edge because I don't want to push down on the edges and compromise my layers. So I'm going to get to 12 inches, and you want to have a measuring stick handy. If you don't have a measuring stick, that's fine. Just get something that you know is about a foot. And basically, if you don't even have that, you can actually just say, I want a rectangle. All right, so I think we're at 12. And we are at 12 exactly. Now I'm going to rotate 90 degrees. And remember, the sides are a little thicker. Watch. We're going to roll a little bit on the left, down the middle, and on the right side. We are going to maintain that rectangular shape. You don't want to get any funky shapes. Go down the left, roll the middle, and then the right side. And if you get a little closer, come a little closer, you can actually see the dough is actually taking on a rectangular shape. And I'm sticking a little bit, so I'm going to sugar. You do not want to stick. No sticking, so I'm just going to move my rolling pin around. So left roll, middle roll, right roll. Do the same with the other side. Again, we already have our 12, we're going now for 10 inches the other direction. Left, middle, right. All right, I'm going to do the same thing on the other side, and it will get thin. Don't get worried, it will get very thin. All right, let me take a little measurement now. So we are still at 12 and we're almost at 10. I just want to do one more roll this way, one more roll down the middle, one more roll to the left. And you see how I'm maintaining this rectangular shape? Can you see it? This is what you want. You want a perfect rectangle. All right? All right. All right. Now we have to start forming our palmier. So I'm going to sugar inside now. This woman is sugar crazy. Well, I'm just trying to get layers of sugar because we would like to see that caramelization when it bakes. So I'm spreading out my sugar. This is my 12 inch. So your longest side will be facing you. And you're going to fold both sides, so both edges, into the middle. See what I'm doing? See what I'm doing? Both sides into the middle as best you can. Make sure those edges come together as perfectly as you can do as a human. And then you're going to push down. Not too much. You're just going to adhere. All right? That's all you're going to do. Again, the sugar lady is going to sugar again. So do a little sugar, because we want every layer sugared. We're creating even more layers. Now the short sides are going to get folded in. All right? The short sides are gonna get folded in. See what I'm doing? It's gorgeous. Like a little book of sugar. And then we're gonna sugar it again. Oh yeah, I'm a crazy sugar lady. And then you're gonna close the book. Close the book, all right? And you can get to see the shape of the palmier. Remember, that is going to expand in the oven. I'm going to sugar both sides of it again. Oh my goodness, that woman's crazy. I keep sugaring. But again, you really want to get that caramelization with the sugar, and that sugar is going to help with that. I'm going to move it to a piece of plastic wrap, and before I wrap it and get sugar all over my refrigerator, I'm going to wash my hands. So, you are going to give this a rest in your refrigerator for about an hour because you're not going to be able to slice and form your palmiers unless your dough is firm. Now, I made some palmiers a little while ago, and I did not want to wait because I don't like to wait. So I froze the dough for 20 minutes, and it was perfect. So you can do that if you really want palmiers like really fast. So I'm just gonna get all that sugariness in there. See that? Bring it to your fridge or put it in your freezer for only 20 minutes. Fridge for an hour. And I'm gonna swap one out that I just did. And this one's hard. This one's good and hard. See it? Okay, so you know I'm telling the truth. I made that about an hour ago. So it's been in my fridge. You don't want to leave this longer than an hour to an hour and a half tops. The reason is sugar is known as a hygroscopic substance. That means it's going to suck the moisture out of our dough and it's going to become sticky and gummy, and you don't want that. So this is beautiful. Look at that. See that? It's gorgeous. Now we're going to get a sheet pan covered with parchment paper. We're going to put it to the side, and I'm going to get a cutting board. All right. So you see that beautiful layer? That's the beginning of our palmier, although it is going to rise. Now let me move this out of the way. We are going to cut 1/8 inch slices, very thin. And we're going to try to hold them all together. There's going to be a lot of layers here, hundreds of flaky layers. I'm not exaggerating, hundreds. So I'm going to cut, you're going to take a nice sharp knife, 1/8, and you're just going to go straight down 1/8 of an inch. And you see what it looks like? Isn't that gorgeous? And you can see the sugar, and you can see the dough in between. So what you're going to have here is your dough, sugar, and within each layer of dough, you have multiple layers within each layer. So remember, when we made the puff pastry in a hurry, we layered that as well by doing folds. And what that does is create exponential layers. And once they're in the oven, the butter melts, the steam forms because of the space that's left from the butter, and there's water in the dough as well, and this is steam leavened. Steam is super powerful, baby, and it's gonna make this palmier expand. So we're gonna put it down about 2 inches apart, and I'm gonna show, aren't these gorgeous? They're perfect. And if you see that, and they're hard, so you wanna make sure that you maintain that shape, and you wanna cut straight down. All right, and if it sticks to the knife, just gently sort of move it back. Sometimes the layers will open up, and that means your dough is getting a little bit too soft. You want these about 2 inches apart. Sometimes if the bottom gets a little pointed, I sort of give them a nudge, get them back. All right, 1/8 of an inch. These should make about 18, this little bit of dough will make about 18 palmiers. It's unbelievable. This little bit of dough goes a long way. So this is gonna fill 2 sheet pans worth. But I am gonna fill 1 sheet pan now to show you. They're that easy. Once we fill this sheet pan, we're gonna sugar them again. I know, right? I mean, again, you want to sugar, you want caramelization to occur. Now, if I didn't say it before, you want to preheat your oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit and get it ready. 400 is pretty hot, and 400 is what we need because we are trying to create steam. And steam, remember, water boils at 212 degrees Fahrenheit, so we really want to get that. I'm going to cut the rest of these later. I'm going to wash my hands, and they're going to be in the oven after we sugar them again. They are gorgeous, and that's exactly the way they should look. Very traditional palmiers. So again, the sugar lady's going to hit, and I'm just going to sugar a little bit on each one on top. It really makes a difference. Okay, just a little bit. All you need is a half a cup of sugar. So I didn't say that. You want, the only other ingredient is your half a recipe of your puff pastry in a hurry and half a cup of sugar. That's it. That's it. Into the oven, 400 degrees, 10 to 12 minutes, and watch them. If your oven runs hot, you may need only maybe 9 to 10 minutes. Middle rack, okay? I'm gonna put them in for 10 minutes. You got palmiers, all right? So watch. Let me show you what we got. I'm gonna move these over. Oh, I'm gonna leave those there because that's raw dough. Wash them again. I got a little sugar. Sugar gets everywhere, but it's so much fun. You are going to impress your friends and family because they're not going to believe you made these. I want to show you what they look like. So easy. Aren't these gorgeous? Look at them. Look at them. Look at them. Come in. Come here. Come here. Look, look, look. They are amazing. And they're beautiful, and they're crispy, and they're layered. And when you bite into one, I'm going to bite into one. I just want to show you. Just listen. Listen. You can't hear that. Watch. Watch, watch, watch. There's flakiness going everywhere. Mmm. Sugar. Flaky, crispy pastry. They're absolutely delicious. So I hope you've enjoyed these palmiers, and I hope you make them. And I'd love you to click on my link and subscribe and watch many more videos. Until next time, yum.